Attention passionate Seattle, SEAHAWKS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle, SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. There's a buzz going around the NFL, and especially in our division, the NFC West, that has everyone talking. And no, it's not just about the Seahawks' latest victory or the impressive start they've had this season. This is something that could shake up the entire landscape of the division, and it involves a blockbuster trade that has the potential to reshape the future of the Seahawks and their division rivals alike. So, buckle up, because what we're about to discuss is a game changer, a move that could define the next few seasons in the NFC West. Let's set the stage. The Seattle Seahawks, as many of you know, have been on an interesting journey lately. After a somewhat turbulent 2024 season, they managed to rebound strongly, showing resilience and determination under the leadership of their head coach and the young quarterback, Jackson Dart. The team has been steadily improving, and their 3-1 record so far this season places them right at the top of the NFC West. That's no small feat, considering the competition in the division, with teams like the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams always lurking and ready to pounce. But the big story now isn't just about how well the Seahawks are doing, it's about what might be coming next, and that has to do with a potential trade that could shake the league. Just imagine for a moment if the Seahawks, a team that's been known for their tough defense and innovative offense, were to make a move that would bring in a proven veteran wide receiver, someone like Kupp. Yes, that's right. Now, Kupp, who was released by the Los Angeles Rams in March after a stellar 9-year career, has found a new home in Seattle. He signed a 3-year deal worth $45 million, and while he hasn't yet exploded in the Seahawks uniform, the potential is undeniably there. Kupp, who was once the league leader in receptions, yards, and touchdowns in 2021, is still a player who commands respect across the league. Even at 32, he's a player that can elevate any offense, especially one like the Seahawks, which has been looking for that extra spark in the passing game. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Kupp hasn't quite looked himself this season, with only 15 catches for 162 yards and no touchdowns so far. He's still finding his rhythm, adjusting to a new team and system. But that's exactly why a trade could make sense both for the Seahawks and for the New York Giants, who are currently in a tough spot after losing Malik Nabers to a season-ending torn ACL. Nabers was having a promising start, but injuries happen and they've hit the Giants hard. Their receiving core now looks a bit thin, with Wan'Dale Robinson and Darius Slayton leading the group, but neither of those options brings the same consistency or upside as Nabers. So the Giants are in the market for help, and the Seahawks, with their roster depth and cap space, might just have the perfect piece to offer. Think about it. The Giants are desperate to upgrade their receiving core, and with Nabers out, they need a proven option who can step in immediately. A veteran like Kupp, with his elite route running and his ability to create separation, could be exactly what they need to help their young quarterback, Jackson Dart, develop and succeed. Now, I know the Seahawks aren't just going to give him away, but considering Kupp is in the first year of a 3-year contract and the Seahawks' current cap situation, around $2.9 million in 2025 and $17.4 million in 2026, there's room to maneuver. Plus, Kupp's career stats are nothing short of incredible. Over 9 seasons, he's accumulated 649 receptions, nearly 80 yards, and 58 touchdowns. That's the kind of production that can change an offense overnight. And let's not forget, Kupp was the Offensive Player of the Year in 2021, and he finished 3rd in MVP voting that same year. He's a player who's been recognized for his elite skills, and even if he's not quite the same player as he was a couple of years ago, he still has the talent to make a huge impact. For the Seahawks, adding a receiver of Kupp's caliber would be a major boost to their passing game, which has been somewhat inconsistent this season. In their Week 3 game, Kupp caught 7 passes for 90 yards, showing that he can still be a reliable target. In the other games, his production has been more modest, but that's often the case when a player joins a new team mid-season and is working to gel with a new quarterback. Now, here's the key point. The Seahawks are in a good position to make this move, and it makes sense on many levels. They're currently tied for the top of the NFC West, and while they might not be outright playoff contenders this year, they're building for the future. Adding a veteran like Kupp would not only help their offense now, but also set them up for a strong push in the coming seasons. It's about strengthening their roster, giving Jackson Dart the weapons he needs to develop, and of course, adding that veteran presence that can make a difference in close games. And what about the Giants? Well, they're in a situation where they need to do everything they can to support their young quarterback and recover from that blow of losing neighbors. They might not be in a position to compete for a playoff spot this year, but acquiring a proven veteran receiver could help them evaluate their roster and build for the future. It's about setting a foundation, and sometimes making a bold trade like this is exactly what a team needs to reset and regroup. Of course, all of this hinges on negotiations, and the Seahawks and Giants will have to find common ground on the trade terms. But considering the Seahawks' current roster and cap space, and Kupp's contract status, the deal could be feasible. Plus, Kupp's experience, leadership, and ability to produce in clutch moments make him a highly valuable asset. Remember, he was named Super Bowl MVP in 2021 when the Rams beat the Bengals, and he's been a Pro Bowler and first-team All-Pro. His presence in Seattle would be a game-changer, especially for a young quarterback like Dart who's eager to develop and learn from a seasoned veteran. Now, I want to touch on the bigger picture here. The NFC West is a highly competitive division, and the Seahawks are doing everything possible to maintain their edge. Adding someone like Kupp might seem like a bold move, but in the NFL, bold moves often lead to big rewards. The Seahawks have shown signs of being a team that's willing to make strategic moves to improve, and this could be one of those moves that defines their season and beyond. It's about winning now, yes, but also about building a sustainable future. The NFC West is always unpredictable, and a trade like this could tip the scales in Seattle's favor, giving them a new weapon and making their offense even more dynamic. And let's consider the fans, because we all know that the Seahawks faithful love a good story, one of resilience, strategic thinking, and never backing down. Adding a player like Kupp, a proven star, would ignite excitement across the fanbase. It's about trust in the front office's vision, about believing in the potential of the team, and about the hope that this move could be the spark that propels them deep into the playoffs or even to another Super Bowl run. The Seahawks have always been a team built on tough defense, innovative offense, and passionate fans, and a move like this would embody everything that makes the Seahawks special. So, as we look ahead, it's clear that the NFL landscape is shifting, and the Seahawks are right at the center of it. Whether or not the trade materializes, the mere possibility is enough to create buzz and speculation. But one thing is certain, the Seahawks are not standing still. They're looking for ways to strengthen their roster, to give their young quarterback every chance to succeed, and to maintain their status as a division powerhouse. The coming weeks will be crucial, and we'll be watching closely to see if this bold move happens, or if the Seahawks find another way to elevate their team. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you believe adding Cooper Kupp would make the difference for the Seahawks this season and in the future? Would you be excited to see him in the navy and green, helping to reshape the offense and bring that championship mindset? Or do you think the team should hold tight and focus on developing their current roster? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seattle Seahawks news. Thank you for joining me today, and as always, go Seahawks.